Welcome to this edition of Shelby This Week. Here are some of the stories we have for you. A Shelby Township man is arraigned on the death of a 15-year-old boy. The rankings are in for safe communities across the country, and we will tell you where Shelby Township falls on the list. Consumers Energy has an update on their pipeline project. We have all these stories and more on this edition of Shelby This Week. A Shelby Township man was charged in the crash that killed a teenager. Appearing in 41A District Court, Albert Donadio was arraigned on 2 felony counts, including operating a vehicle under the influence of drugs and causing death, and reckless driving causing death. On January 5th, 15-year-old Anthony Jugo was walking with a friend down 25 Mile Road west of Hayes when he was struck and killed by Donadio, who was driving in an area which was closed for construction. According to officers, Donadio had 9 nanograms of THC in his system. Police say is a high limit. While Michigan has no legal limit of THC, most states have a limit of 5 nanograms.
There's no reason for him to be behind a wheel when he's smoking marijuana. It's as simple as that. Had he not been smoking, the idea is any of us driving that, we would have seen these poor boys, seen this, we'd have seen Anthony, we'd have been able to go around him and not be in this situation.
Nothing's changed in our enforcement of operating under the influence. Whether that's alcohol or drugs, we're going to continue it, and our enforcement, we're going to continue to be vigilant in taking these people and removing them from the road. I have to echo what the prosecutor says. Life's about choices. You can choose. The state of Michigan has spoken and said, we're okay with you choosing to smoke marijuana. You do not have the right to choose to smoke marijuana and operate a motor vehicle. That's simple. It's simple as that.
Officials also said Donadio has at least 1 previous conviction for driving under the influence. Judge Douglas Shepard set bond at $20,000, and he is ordered to wear a blood alcohol monitoring tether and undergo drug testing at least 4 times a month. Donadio is expected to make his next court appearance on March 12th. Shelby Township is the safest community in Macomb County. The annual America's Safest Cities report by safehome.org says Shelby Township is the safest community of 50,000 people or more in the county. In the rankings, the township finds itself on the top 5 safest in the state of Michigan and number 47 nationally. This marks the 3rd consecutive year Shelby Township has been ranked number 1 safest community of 50,000 residents or more in Macomb County by the National Council for Home Safety and Security. Shelby Township's rates for violent crimes and property crimes per 1,000 residents rank well below the state's averages. One of the biggest contributors of safety in any community is the public safety, and Shelby Township continues to expand and grow its fire and police department. The police department will complete a $2 million expansion to the station, and the fire department will complete the construction on a new location of station number 4. Along with public safety, it's also the residents which contribute.
Number 1, it's the quality of people that we have here. You know, let's face it, we draw the best and the brightest to our community, and the residents here really make up this community. So that makes our job easy. And then for us, we like to say that we hire the best and the brightest. You know, we have the people that really go out daily and be very vigilant in providing safety to our community. So we understand that crime is part of society, and it's our job to make sure that we keep evil and crime out.
For more information on the rankings, you can visit safehome.org. Tree clearing along the ITC Holdings corridor, which runs north to south west of Shaner, will begin this month. According to Consumers Energy, the removal of trees in the local area is required because of environmental regulations and ground conditions. Crews plan to work on the different stretches of the 7.5-mile stretch of road. Consumers Energy predicts this clearing will take about 3 to 4 weeks to complete. Work will begin each day at around 7:30 a.m. and will conclude by 6 p.m. Monday through Friday. Officials with Consumers Energy say the specific impact to landowners will be limited to 1 to 2 days. Any resident with specific questions on this project are asked to contact Consumers Energy at 1-800-731-2257 or visit consumersenergy.com/pipeline project. Get ready to spring forward. Daylight saving time is this week. On March 10th at 2 a.m., all clocks will move forward 1 hour. While we do lose an hour of sleep, we will start to see a change in daylight, and it'll stay light outside for longer, which can only mean warmer weather will be headed our way very soon. Still ahead on Shelby this week, a Shelby Junior High student attended his first conference on the DARE Advocacy Board. Utica Community Schools announces their Teacher of the Year.
Nearly half of children with autism wander away from safe places. If you ever see a child walking alone, remember the 3 S's: stop, seek, and stay. Learn more at missingkids.com/aware.
It's time we all thought differently about homeless veterans, understanding who they are and how easily each of us can help them. If you know of or are a veteran in need, contact the nearest VA medical center for support.
Several months ago, we told you about this 9th grader representing all of the state of Michigan on this National DARE Advocacy Board. Well, we catch up with him as he just completed his first conference with students from across the country. Stacy Sansatera takes us to Shelby Junior High.
So it was in Vancouver. It was really awesome. We had a 3-day conference where we got to listen to a bunch of great speakers that covered all the bases, whether it was learning how to give feedback to people, or even making a movement or a mission statement or anything like that.
Schools across the country participate in the DARE program, Drug Abuse Resistance Education. This program is a rite of passage for 6th graders in the Utica Community Schools. Jack Droley represents not only the district, but the entire state of Michigan in this national organization.
It was so exciting for us, just number one, that Jack was picked to be on the advocacy board, because having that local voice is critical, because everybody's locality and everybody's community has different concerns. Obviously, we have different concerns than they do in East Lansing or what they do down in Monroe. So to have our local voice representing our state means that we have a voice nationally.
And Jack recently headed to Vancouver with some questions.
Michigan just legalized recreational marijuana last November, and I was really excited to ask my questions about, what do you think, how do you think that's going to affect Michigan and the youth in Michigan particularly, because people market specific things to the youth, and it just gets really, really concentrated and directed towards the youth, and I was really concerned about that.
And these concerns brought Jack home from Vancouver with a mission.
So the project this year is actually to arrange 2 meetings with 2 different decision makers, whether that's a senator or a governor or even a superintendent, and to implement the DARE program back into the elementary schools that have lost it.
And having a voice nationally is imperative to the DARE program.
Jack has heart, and really the DARE program has to be run with, taught by, supported by people with heart. And the fact that we have somebody that really believes in the program and really knows what the program can do and what it stands for, in a position to influence that program, it has the capacity or the ability to change everything for us.
Jack has hopes of making a strong impact on this ever-changing program.
I think that DARE is more important than people think, because they've kind of shifted from the standard acronym Drug Abuse Resistance Education, DARE, to define, assess, respond, and evaluate. So it includes more situations like peer pressure, bullying, and even mental health they're trying to launch a new high school program that focuses on teen depression and mental health and, making sure that students' feelings are validated.
The DARE program is a long-standing program. It has changed so much in the last 30 years, and it's going to change more. And knowing that we have somebody local with heart that believes in the program there to support it and to help develop it, it just makes it so exciting looking into the future.
Congratulations to Shelby Junior High's Jack Droley on representing the youth of not only Shelby Township, but the entire state of Michigan. For Shelby This Week, I'm Stacy Sansatera.
Their dedication in the classroom is providing young minds with the knowledge to succeed in life. Most of the time, teachers will go unrecognized for the hard work they do each and every day. As a token of appreciation, Utica Community Schools, along with Suburban Collection, honored one very deserving teacher.
So boys and girls, I'm here to tell you today, we are here to celebrate the Utica Community Schools Teacher of the Year, Mrs. Z.
Jackie Zaviruja is an elementary media specialist at Beacon Tree Elementary right here in Shelby Township. Affectionately known by the students as Mrs. Z, this very special teacher is an educational leader in promoting coding and programming. And this announcement was a huge surprise given Mrs. Z believed that she was attending an assembly focused on citizenship in a digital world.
I am in complete shock right now, actually.
Mrs. Z has been with the district since 1997, and this teacher is truly one of UCS's very own.
She started out as a kindergartner at Harvey Elementary School. And then she went on to junior high at Shelby. And then she went on to Eisenhower High School. She is a proud Eisenhower Eagle.
And if the dubious distinction of being named Teacher of the Year wasn't enough, it also came with another surprise that wowed the crowd. A 2-year prepaid lease from Suburban Ford.
This is pretty cool, though. Yeah, Mom. Look at you. Do I look good? Yeah.
There is no greater honor than being a teacher, and the fact that you get to make a positive impact on children and make a difference in their lives. And one thing great about Utica Community Schools is Jackie represents. She's not just a Utica Community Schools teacher, but she grew up in this community and she's giving back to this community, and it's great to put one of our own up and recognize her for her extraordinary leadership as well as her teaching.
For Mrs. Z, it's all about the students.
It's definitely those faces, those smiling faces, those aha moments. Yesterday we were just doing an activity where I could hear little groups of kids around the room doing the yes! And that's my motivation every day, is just those faces every single morning, knowing that I'm changing their life, and even if it's just a little bit of, every day counts. So.
And because every day counts, this day became about decisions, decisions, decisions.
You might want to check out this truck.
Can't wait to see what Mrs. Z is cruising around in this summer.
But in the summer, when I have a little time.
For Shelby This Week, I'm Stacy Sansatera.
In case you are wondering, Mrs. Z took home the Ford Mustang. Easter is just over a month away, and here in Shelby Township, children and their families have an opportunity to enjoy some fun activities. On Saturday, April 13th at 11 a.m., families will have the chance to enjoy a meal with the Easter Bunny. The luncheon will take place at the Shelby Township Senior Center. Everyone who attends and will have a seat must have a ticket. For all Shelby Township residents, the cost is $7, and for non-residents, it is $12. This event is recommended for children aged 10 and under. If you would like to register, call the PRM office at 586-731-0300. And right after lunch with the Easter Bunny, there is an Easter egg scramble. This is a chance for the kids to gather up some eggs on the grounds of Riverbends Park. Children ages 3 to 5 years will start at 1 p.m. and then ages 6 through 10 will begin the scramble at 2 p.m. It's a free family event for all Shelby Township and Utica residents. All non-residents can partake in the fun for $10. A registration is required prior to April 13th. You can register by calling 586-731-0300. This Easter egg scramble is rain or shine. Samaritan House is collecting food items once again for their annual Easter drive. The nonprofit organization provides food donations to local members of the community who need assistance. This Easter, they need brownie mix, Jell-O, no-bake cheesecake mix, canned fruit, applesauce, mayonnaise, brown sugar, and boxed potatoes. All items must be dropped off at Samaritan House by April 5th. If you have any questions, call 586-336-9956. The Utica boys basketball team were busy last week on the court. Kyle Warzabach breaks down their game.
After coming off an incredible victory against Stony Creek, the Chieftains fight for the district title on their home court against the Troy Colts. Troy starts off hot with the sophomore Brody Parker scoring from the arc and in the paint. Then Andrea Petrie responds by draining a three of his own. But Darius Freeman hits nothing but net to put the Colts ahead by 10 after 1 quarter of play. The senior Trey Cotellis gets the crowd fired up with this three-pointer. But Brody Parker just can't be stopped from the arc. Jacob Joseph keeps Utica's momentum going with not one, but 2 three-pointers, and he's fired up as well. But Parker comes right back with another bomb for 3 points, and the Colts lead by 10 at the half. The Colts begin to dominate in the third as Parker nets his 4th three-pointer of the game. And Darius Freeman and Clay Sebastian help cruise the Colts to a 20-point lead. But the Chieftains were not giving up as Nick Jonai gets it done under the basket. The Chieftains' valiant effort would get them back within 5, but it was too little too late as Troy captures their 3rd straight district championship by a score of 61-51.
And switching gears from basketball to hockey, the Utica Ford Unified team took to the ice. Andrew Stoutsky breaks down the games.
Regional action as the Eisenhower Eagles take on Rochester United. Some early pressure from the Eagles. Blake Kuksai with a wrister from the right circle. Then Rochester United gets on the board after a wrister from Nico Matsios off of the helmet of Salvatore Carabelli, and putting the rebound in the back of the net is Michael Zyrak. Less than a minute later, Rochester strikes Pater again with a slap shot from Nico Matsios. And the rebound, Jack Myers. And they're up at the end of the first period, 2-0. Off the face-off, Nico Manzios, outlet pass off the boards, into a breakaway for Austin Stang. Goes top shelf with the nail in the coffin. Final score, Rochester United 3, Eisenhower Eagles 0. 2 nights later, Utica Ford Unified takes on Dakota. Early chance for Utica Ford Unified. Turner Tamati, but just can't put it past the goalkeeper. And Dakota strikes first. Joe Gavlinski out front to Colin LeDuc with 7:07 left in the first. After a myriad of shots, Jared Uhas finally putting the Dakota Cougars up 2-0. Off of the face-off, Lucas Zopek with the slap shot and lights the lamp He had 2 goals on the night. Adding on, Corey Van Hool with 6:32 left in the second period, making it 4-0 Dakota. And the goals kept coming. Nick Bumbalow had another 2 goals, which brings us to our final score. Dakota Cougars 8, Utica Ford United 0.
Coming up next on Shelby This Week, one Kroger store in Shelby Township celebrates the completion of their construction project with a grand reopening. And a new location for this math tutoring site will hopefully bring more students.
Looking for a great time with family and friends? Roll on over to the new rink. We offer roller skating, games, an arcade with prizes, and even an extreme bounce zone for the kids. Let us host your next birthday party or reserve your private event in one of our banquet rooms. Check out Le Rev Dance Company and 2SP Sports Performance located right inside our building. Schedule your next event with us. Visit the New Rink Roller Sports Complex on Van Dyke, just south of 23 Mile Road in Shelby Township.
3, 2, 1.
After several months of renovations, the Kroger store on 25 Mile in Shelby Township is complete. The store was remodeled in a specific way to better serve customers who frequent.
We put a lot of new departments in. We now have in the deli department what we call the Chicken Co. The Chicken Co would be something that you would compare to your favorite fast food type chicken establishment. It's located in our deli department. We've added a lot of new cases, a lot of new product. We listen to what the community is looking for, and then we bring it into our store. I believe we have 400 or 500 new items that are carried in the store, and we're very pleased that we were able to listen to the input from our community.
Along with a to-go chicken counter, the store will also offer an updated bakery and frozen seafood department. They will continue to provide services in their pharmacy and online ordering, including clickless pickup. The store is just over 40,000 square feet, and the total cost of the renovations were $2 million. The Shelby Township location employs close to 140 people from the community. With a continued mission to provide the best service, Kubert hopes this location in particular will offer customers convenience.
This used to be considered a very big grocery store. Now, this is almost considered a neighborhood Kroger store. Our other stores, our marketplace stores are much larger, and they carry much more items. But I get many customers right here in the community that tell me that they like this store. It's small, it's quaint, a lot of items, and it's just a great neighborhood community store with really good employees that are friendly.
With construction all complete, the store will look towards Scan, Bag, and Go, where shoppers will scan their grocery items as they move about the store. If you are looking for work in this store, there's plenty of job opportunities. Visit jobs.kroger.com to apply. Mathnasium has a new location in Shelby Township. The Math Tutoring Center officially opened their doors in their brand new building, which will provide more space for students. Owner and operator Andrea Marble was a former teacher and worked her way up in the Mathnasium company to become owner of the site. For Marble, this center provides students an opportunity to improve upon their math skills and ultimately get better in the subject so many people struggle with.
We offer programs for students in K through 12. We have our own curriculum, and we put together an individualized learning plan for each of our students from an assessment that we give them when they first start at Mathnasium. And then they work on that. We can either fill in gaps, we can also move students ahead. We also have summer programs to prevent that summer slide and keep them on target.
Mathnasium Shelby Lakeside is located on Hayes Road. And that's all we have for this edition of Shelby This Week. Remember, you can always watch us online or on Facebook. Just search Shelby TV. We will leave you now with scenes from around the library. Enjoy, and thanks for watching.